In our culture, and especially during this holiday season, there's a lot of emphasis on giving. If you're at all like me, you grew up with the message, it's better to give than to receive. I don't agree. And here's why I don't agree. To say that it's better to give than to receive is the equivalent of saying it's better to exhale than to inhale. And that makes absolutely no sense, right? That absolutely does not support life or abundance. Both giving and receiving are necessary. They work together to support abundance and well-being for you and this world around you, this world in which we live. I firmly believe that one of the missing practices for abundance is our ability to open and receive gift. We have messages about, oh, I don't deserve it, or I don't need it, or I'm not worthy. We have that message, it's better to give than to receive. And so oftentimes what happens is gift comes our way, resources, money, attention, love, other things, and some part of us blocks it or deflects it or just lets a little bit in. Now imagine if you did that same thing with oxygen. You blocked it, or you only let a little bit in. Not only does that impact your health, your vitality, your life, your well-being, it immediately impacts the life and health and well-being of others because you didn't receive much. You really had very little to give. And when it comes to experiencing abundance in our lives, I really think that's what we need to remember. First of all, life itself begins by receiving gift. The very first thing you and I did after we were born was we inhaled the oxygen that gave us life. It begins with receiving, but it doesn't stop with receiving. The life-giving flow of abundance and resources requires us to open to receive, be filled, and open to release or to give. Now, this flies in the face of what a lot of our culture has us think and do, where in our world, abundance is often associated with accumulation. But let me use a different analogy. Well, let me go this way. What good does accumulating oxygen do if you don't also exhale out carbon dioxide? I think one of the fastest ways for you, for me, for all of us to experience well-being and abundance is to recognize first, it begins with receiving. We have received gift. We receive gift all the time. But the purpose of receiving is so that we can give. It's not, it's better to give than to receive. It's we receive so we can give. And in that way, we participate in an ongoing flow of life-giving resources. We're connected and standing in our place in the something bigger that we are part of, that's bigger than our individual lives and our individual efforts. You and I, we were created to be conduits of abundance, conduits of life-giving resource, which means, first of all, we need to receive all that's available to us, not to accumulate it, not to consume it all for ourselves, but to be fulfilled ourselves, to experience life and well-being, to grow and prosper as the unique human beings we were created to be, valued and inherently worthy, but also so that it can flow through us and give life and resource out into the world. In this holiday season where there's so much emphasis on the giving, so much so that you oftentimes feel guilty if you don't, I invite you to actually focus more on receiving. What have you received? What is being given to you? Not because you earned it or deserved it, but just because we live in a universe that is abundant, and the creator of this universe is always, always giving to us and giving to us through others. So focus on the receiving. Allow yourself to be filled. But then remember that the purpose of receiving is to give. And yes, in giving, you do open yourself to receive even more. We inhale, and then we exhale the carbon dioxide that gives life to plants and trees and green things. And that opens us to inhale the oxygen that they release for us. It's not better to give than to receive, in my opinion. We receive so that we can give. And in that, my friend, we and the world around us is able to experience greater well-being, to experience abundance.